Welcome back to the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neil.
And that'll make me terrible, Troy.
And we're joined by Emilio Rivera, currently of Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell, streaming now on Shudder. It's very cool to have you here.
Yeah,
thank you so much for having me, you and Troy. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, it's very good to have you here. So 3 from Hell. So how did you get involved?
You know what, man? On Rob Zombie, people called my agent and said that they wanted me in their film 3 from Hell. And I'm a big Rob Zombie fan, movie-wise, and so I said, whatever we're doing, just put it aside and let's get. I want to be in this movie, man, because I wanted to be in the Devil's Rejects, and I was kind of pissed off I wasn't in it. So when this opportunity came up, I said, whatever we're doing, man, you got to give, let's do it, and it worked out, man. It really did, and I expected something different, from Rob, just because his stage presence and how he sings and his movies are about, but. One of the coolest cats I ever worked with, man. Very cool cat, man. Him and Sheri, his wife, are very nice people to be around with,
Yeah.
And he took care of me. Huh?
Yeah. I was just so sorry. So you said you wanted to be in Devil's Rejects. Like, were you in talks at all to be in it? Did you try out to be in it?
Not at all. I didn't even know about the movie, until it came out. And, I like that kind of genre. I'm a horror guy. I love horror movies, bro.
Yeah.
And, so when it came out, I said, shit, well, out of all the roles I've played in my life, I'm a Devil's Reject to begin with, And so I said, I don't know why I wasn't involved. But then a good friend of mine, Danny Trejo, we're with the same agency, so I guess they went after him first, and they got him. And so when, like I said, when this opportunity came with the sequel, I was really cool that I was in it, man.
Yeah, Danny Trejo is a great guy. Had him on the show, met him a bunch of times. And also has great tacos. I got this. Go to Danny Trejo's tacos for the first time.
They are really good. They are really good, man.
Good.
And then it was cool because he got to pay my father on the new movie from Hell, so it was pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you said Rob Zombie. You started talking about he's a different guy than you expected. He's a cool guy, not like you said. Everyone's seen his music videos and that character, so you might think he's like this, crazy guy.
He has his own look. You dig what I'm saying? But
sure.
He's just one of them nice-hearted dudes, man. Just very much into the environment, into the animals and stuff. So I really dug about him. I really did, man. And very how can I say? He lets you work, man. Like he goes, like he knows what he wants, and you say, what do you think about this? He asks his actors, what do they think about the scene or how it should be done. And so he listens. Those are the best directors, man, the ones that listen, you know what I mean? So he's an actor's director, man. He really is,
Yeah. Is that hard to deal with if you don't have a director like that? What would be like a hard director to deal with, in your opinion?
One who has it all planned out. It's cool. It's cool to have a plan. I dig it. What it is that a director has to deal with like 50 characters, where I only have to deal with one, which is my character. You know what I mean? So let me do what I've worked on and just tweak it a little bit. And it's been very, very few directors who, and I'll be honest, that they just want it done their way. And then it's cool you do it their way, and they say, no, let me do one my way, because you can take different takes. You know what I'm saying? And it was easier now. Before, when we used to do film, it used to be a little bit tougher because it was more expensive. But now with the SIM cards, go ahead and do as many takes as you want.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit easier, and it's not so, so expensive.
Mm-hmm. I think that's something a lot of people probably don't think about. Someone who is making movies when it was film, and just like the technical changes in making a movie, how that impacts you as an actor.
Well, it's different because sometimes you would only allow. I mean, you could do like only on a big film. You do like maybe 2 or 3 pages a day. Where now people are doing 9 to 12 pages a day. You dig what I'm saying? And because now they have cameras all over. I mean, we used to do multiple cameras as well when we were doing film, but it was just a bigger process, man. You dig what I mean? It really was, and I see the difference now. But it was cool when you do a film where you're on it for 2 or 3 months, and you knew it was probably going to last a little bit longer. The days were long because all the setups and stuff changed in the film. And now they just go in and change a card, and we're good to go. It's a trip, man.
Yeah. So besides it, being the sequel to Devil's Rejects, once you saw the script and you saw the character of Aquarius, like, what did you think of that character, and what interested you about him?
They hit me up, and then Rob got a hold of me. He goes, "Hey, I got this cool character for you, man." So he sent me just pretty much the who it was, this guy, and then they sent me the script. And I was really interested from the beginning, though. I was going to do it regardless, whether the money was good or bad, or just I just dig his style, and I've been wanting to do a horror film for the longest now, and it's a Rob Zombie, man. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Get better than that. I mean,
yeah. Do you think? You think you're like one of the Rob Zombie guys now? Because we see a lot of the.
I hope so, man. I mean, you saw the film, of course, right? So at the end of the day, I talked to him not too long ago. At the end of the day, they burned me up, but you never really saw me die, bro. You dig what I'm saying? So wouldn't it be cool if this Aquarius guy comes back half burnt, trying to get these three from hell guys?
I like this. Yeah.
Oh, that's badass. I like it. Yeah.
Now he's all fucked up. Imagine this. He's already he's a ruthless guy. But now he looks like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro.
I love it. Yeah. So, and sometimes he could just put on the lucha mask, and he could cover up some of the burns. Yes. The big reveal when you take it off.
I was burning. I get it, But you know what? He cut away. He cut away to the three walking away. So this could happen, man. I'm throwing it out there, Rob. Hopefully you're listening, man.
Yeah, we've had Sheri on the show. Had pretty much everyone from the Rob Zombie movies on the show. So he might be. You never know. So, how about once you saw the look of the guy? You got the cool suit on, the red tie, the lucha mask. What did you think of the whole look?
That was really cool. Something different for me, as well. And it kind of, it's kind of like it's kind of weird because a lot of the actors that were masked up are actually known actors, brother. But you never. So when I was reading the script, I'm going, shit, am I ever going to take off my mask? So it was kind of cool. Once I blew that lady's head off, I was able to pull my mask off before I shot her. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But it's kind of because some of the actors, like I'm saying, are known actors who just said, like, I want to be in this movie, even though you're not going to see my face. So it was a trip. You never got to see their faces.
Yeah. My friend Billy Blair was one of the masked guys.
Yeah, that guy too. I hang out with Billy a little bit. It's cool, man.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy. Yeah. Did you get to keep the lucha mask?
I did not, and I no, because you never. Because actually, what we did, we had to go back for some reshoots. Because I remember Rob called me up, and when the movie was already done, so like about 6 months go by, and so Rob hits me up and he goes, "Hey man, we need to get you back," and I go, "There's something wrong? Does something go wrong?" But he goes, "Nah, man, we just need more Aquarius." So they wrote another scene where I'm doing the scene with talking to Danny Trejo's picture. I'm gonna do the revenge pot. So that whole scene was added up like about 6 months later.
Oh, very cool.
Just to tie it in, to the storyline.
Yeah, get a little more backstory in the character.
Exactly, I like it. Exactly. So it was really, it was funny, man. Is that I had a limp at the time. I had a little incident, and so as I'm doing this scene, we're going to the town with the other character, the Shiesty character. It's funny. I have a real limp going on. Mm-hmm. So we I'm limping. He's limping as well, right? And he's limping as well. So then he tells me, "Hey, bro, is that a real limp?" And I said, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Well, then I'll get rid of mine." And he starts walking normal. Otherwise, it's been too funny. Two guys limping, it look kind of silly,
Right. Yeah. Well, what is with this group? Everyone's got a limp, but yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes you more unique. Did you see that they were actually selling like your character's costume as a Halloween costume this year?
I saw that they were. I saw some people that send me on Instagram. They send me different pictures all the time. They're dressed up like Aquarius, which is pretty cool, man. And we were supposed to do this Frightmare Fest in Dallas, Texas next month. Yeah. And that got shut down, but people were already sending me pictures themselves with the mask on, so that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I was going to be at a lot of festivals and stuff. I had a short film. It's in the festivals, but unfortunately can't be shown at the moment. But so what's that like for you right now as an actor? Everything's shut down.
Yeah, I was working on a couple of projects when all this went down, and it's just really weird, British. Just gonna follow the orders, follow what everybody's doing right now, and maybe we'll all come back stronger, brother. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm telling everybody to stay in the house as well, you know, because the sooner we do that, the sooner we get back out there again, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of stuff to do at the house, you know, still something to do busy, so we're good for right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Your scenes where was that filmed? Was that filmed in Mexico?
No, not at all. There's a little, I think it was called, it's a ranch out here that we have out here in California. And they do, if you look at it real close, they've done like about 300 movies in the same place over and over again. They just change the name, change the color of the market, you know what I'm saying? I myself have done about 8 movies in that place, you know?
Yeah. Is that interesting when you shoot, like, when you do go back to, like, a same place that you've filmed other movies in? Or do you just kind of does it? It's
really cool, you know, because it brings back memories of what happened the last time, you know what I'm saying? Now you're doing a whole different project, so it's, you know, so, yeah, it's really cool, bro, you know? And then when I see it, but if you really watch really close in the movies, you'll see it's the same place over and over again, just different colors. So it's a trip, you know? Yeah,
definitely. So, the three from hell themselves, you know, Bill Moseley, Sheri Moon Zombie, Richard Brake, what were they all like to work with?
They were badasses, bro. You know, as actors, you know, sometimes you don't have to be there because they're already done with their scenes. And at the end, when they were burning me in the coffin, spoiler alert, okay, but at the end, they all stood there, man. They all stood there for my eyeline, which they didn't have to, because I couldn't really see them too good because those flames in front of my face. But I could see through the flames. And they were, you know what, they stood there the whole time. They did not leave until Rob was happy or I was happy, you know, and it was really, I love that kind of stuff, man, you know, just giving actors, you do what I'm saying? And fun to be with in between the breaks, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've, you know, I'm friendly with Bill Moseley from a lot of the conventions. A really great guy. He's a very funny guy.
He's a great guy, man. And a lot of fun, too. We had a lot of fun in between that, you know?
Yeah. You said that, so the flames were actually there. That's not like you know.
They put me down. It was, of course, they were safely away, but I was in the coffin, and they put a bar like a flamethrower, not a flamethrower, but you know, like when you grill chicken and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were sure they were very they were safe. But then they were saying if it was too hot, they would ask me, and it was warm, but nothing to worry. I mean, if I put my hand on it, of course I'm going to get burned. But of course I kept my distance, and it worked out, man. It really did. It looked kind of cool, you know. Yeah,
it definitely does. And like anyone, even if you're around, I was just saying, even if you're around pyro, like at a sporting event or wrestling, whatever, like you could feel the heat from it. So I'd assume like you could definitely feel the heat. Yeah.
Oh, big time, brother. Even if it's far away, especially when you do the big explosions, you can be 150 yards away, and you can feel the pressure, you know, the concussion, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what makes it. You don't have to act so much, you know.
Yeah, right.
More reacting, you know, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. How about Pancho Moller? Were you around him much?
Great guy, man. Yeah, it was. You know, it really was on real cool cat, man. He did. You know, I didn't really get to see him do much of the acting. You know, just I think one time where I shoot him. I think I shoot him. I forgot if I shoot him or I beat him. And but you know, he did a great job on the film, bro. He really did, man. You know, very intriguing character. You know,
definitely, yeah. And so Sheri Moon, you mentioned, you know, she's very cool. And what is she treated any differently on set? You know, because she's married to Rob Zombie.
Not at all. You know, well, the thing is that she's treated great because we're all treated great. You know what I'm saying? No one's higher than the ladder on that show, man. You know, and no, they were just even background actors, man. They were all treated very well. Top shelf, you know, casting crew, man. It was.
Mm-hmm. So, when did you get to see the finished film?
What happened was, I was supposed to go to the premiere, man, and it was kind of cool because all the rock stars were going, you know, and the list was limited, you know, there was only so many seats and it was already overbooked, like about 120 people. And me and my wife were invited, but I was working on the Mayans MC, so I wasn't able to make it that day. So I had let Rob know about that. He said, you know, I kind of figured that, you know, that I was working. But yeah, man, so I actually didn't get to see it till it came out in the theaters, and it came out in the theaters where I was at. And so what I did, man, is me and my wife went and we saw, you know, and we sat in the back, and we were very happy with it, man. You know, and the people in the audience, they dug it, so it was cool, man. So it's kind of cool to see when you go to do your own premieres or your own screenings, everybody's going to dig it because everybody pretty much was in it, one way or the other.
Right.
But when you actually see it with people that, who are just there as fans, you see the reaction, and that's even better. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's an honest reaction. And not that it's dishonest, the other one, but your friend's not going to say, "Hey, that was terrible" or something. But
exactly.
I hope not. Anyway.
Well, it depends what friend you're asking, because sometimes I have some friends goes, "That was horrendous." Some other films I've been in, so so it depends who your friends are, whether they want to be truthful or not. But yeah, it's good when you get the honest reaction, man. And you know what, the reaction that night was really cool, man.
Yeah. Is it weird to watch something you're in? Can you watch it as a movie as opposed to like your memories of making the movie?
It's I like to watch them because sometimes it's bad because sometimes you say, "Oh man, they kept the wrong take," or "I could have done this better." I'm always learning, brother, and that's why I'm always watching. So I'm always, and also I don't want to do the same thing in a different movie or a different TV show. You know what I mean? So I'm always learning for myself, or not to do something that's been done already.
Yeah. And did you know much of the rest of the movie? Like, the beginning and like the home invasion, like had you seen any of that, before you actually watched the movie?
As far as what?
The stuff before they get to your character, like the home invasion.
Oh, yeah. No, I already know the script, what's going on is, I read the whole script. I know some actors just want to read their scenes, but I have to read the whole script so I know where I start from and what my arc is, you know what I mean? Where everybody's head is at, or supposedly, where I think their head is at, so it's good,
Now, had you ever met Sid Haig? I don't know if you met him at all filming the movie.
I was so bummed out that he was we were in the same movie, but I never had the honor to meet him. I never did, man. So it kind of sucks, rest in peace,
Yeah, he's actually our very first guest ever in the show in 2006 was Sid Haig. Great guy. Dinner with him once was one of my favorite experiences in Texas. Just an amazing storyteller. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, he has some stories to tell, right?
Yeah, because you don't think about it. He was talking about being in like cowboy TV shows, like riding a horse back in like I don't know when it was, like 60s or something. And like it's just like this, like decades of all these experiences, and it's like, wow, this guy, really has lived a life.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was one of his first, and I think that was his first movie when he was with Lon Chaney Jr. and Spider Baby.
Really? Wow.
It's really wild.
When I work on films, when I work on TV shows or films, and I see some of the veteran actors, that I admired growing up as a kid, and I love talking to them in between takes, man. Asking them questions about so and so and so and so and the TV show and this and that. It's kind of cool, man. Get their history,
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, they'll let you pick their brains and definitely do it.
And it's cool, and they got we got time, so it's for the next setup. So it's really cool. And I'm a big Western guy, so I like to ask those kind of questions,
Yeah.
I remember I did a TV show back in 1990, early in my career, 1993, and it was a TV show, and it was a Western. And what sucked about that is that we were on the back lot, so I would be with a horse right here, and then I walk outside, and there's a bunch of cars back there, so it kind of like
takes you out of it, yeah.
I want to go out for a range, man. That's what that's true.
Yeah. Did you learn how to ride a horse for that, or did you know how to ride? Or maybe you didn't ride a horse.
I was up for a movie of about 15 years ago. No, over 20 years ago. So I did not know. I just besides riding around in circles at Griffith Park. So I had a friend of mine. He's a stuntman, and he owns horses. So I went to his ranch. He showed me. He was going to train me how to ride a horse. And so he gets on the horse, and the horse bucks up, and the guy almost breaks his back, right? And I'm thinking, wow, I'm not going to get on that horse. He goes, get on the horse, So he's a stuntman. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, this is your horse, man, and it's doing that to you.
Out of me, right? The guy's bucking him. That's his horse. He's bucking him up. Imagine what she's going to do to me, right? And so I mustered the courage to get on the horse, So I get on the horse, man. The horse just goes to his knees, right? It just goes to his knees, and now my feet are touching the ground. I'm going, bro, what's going on over here? He goes, slap her in the ass. I go, I ain't slapping nobody. He goes, slap her. So he runs out, jumps over the corral, and slaps her in the ass, and there I go running off, man. Shit. But you know what? It was kind of scary for me. You could feel the power, right? And then what happened was after about 2 hours, man, I was able to back her up and, do some turns. I had fun with it. I had a lot of fun learning. I didn't get the part of the movie, but at least I learned how to ride a horse, really well,
Yeah.
Because these stunt guys, these guys are so badass, and they're gonna not give you that step by step. They just give you the whole floor plan in one day, So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you ever do your own stunts in movies?
I do all my own stunts, brother.
Oh, really?
I do all my own. All my own squares, my own fights. I do have my my stunt guy who's been doubling me for the past 12 years. Eddie Fernandez. He's one of the best in the business. And what it is, they come there, and of course, there's some stuff that, like when we're doing the Mayans, like we're doing a chase scene on the motorcycles. I'll do some of it, then he comes in and does the crazy shit. You dig what I'm saying? Where we might be able to really get hurt. So Eddie Fernandez is one of the best guys out there, man. And, but mostly like the fight scenes, the squib scenes. I do 2-story jumps, but I won't set myself on fire, and I will not do wire work, because if you don't know what you're doing with the wire work, you can get your limbs cut off real quick.
Yeah, I just heard previous interview was that's how they were hurt in a scene, was because she did her own stunts, and it was a wire scene and was hurt.
So, I remember when I was doing Spider-Man 3, my friend Ben Bray, who was my stuntman, who's a big-time director now, but he was my stunt double for the first 8 years. He was very, very good. And then when we were doing where the Sandman beats me up, it was wire work doing 65 miles an hour on concrete, right? So on the 16th, I think the 16th rehearsal of Ben, he blew out his knee. And then so they took him out and they brought in, that's when I met Eddie, and Eddie did it right there, because they asked me, can you do this? Like, well, that's crazy stuff, bro. I ain't doing that, bro. And it was no, bro. I mean, they cut most of all that out, but I mean, if you see the stunt, bro, it's you can die real easy, brother. You know what I mean? Very easy.
Yeah,
and those guys, I give them all the credit, because they make us look really good, brother. They're badasses, man. They really are.
When you have a stunt double, like for over those years, do you like build a relationship, become friends with them?
Oh yeah, well, great. Yeah, me and Eddie, me and Eddie and Ben, we go way back. So when I'm somewhere, even if I might need him, I'll still call him in. Like wherever he's at, wherever I'm working for, they'll call him in, they'll fly him in, and he's right there with me, brother. We're dressed the same, and just in case there's something I can't do, I got my backup guy. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's a great friendship, because then we're looking out for each other, because he's going to make me look good. He really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like it's like a real life Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Two characters.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, brother. That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm. So, how important was when you got the character of Marcus in Sons of Anarchy, and now in the Mayans? Like, how important do you think that character is for you?
It's one of the, I've been blessed to work a lot over the years. I really have been. But Marcus Alvarez, changed made my career. I'm not saying easier, but it made it, I guess more well known, and people started calling in because of that. So I'm forever grateful to Kurt Sutter for that. You know what I'm saying? When I was doing Sons of Anarchy, we had I was a part of the Sons of Anarchy crew, and so when we did that show, we did the pilot. They were saying, we're going to go over there and kill those wetbacks, and I was sitting at the table, and now as a character, I would say, hey, you know what? I'm right here, bro. So I guess when they saw the pilot, they said, you know what? Let's change it up. So I got fired from Sons of Anarchy, and they made me the leader of the Mayans, which worked out great for me, Mm-hmm. And it's great now, because now we got the spin-off, going on a third season. So yeah, I've been in this franchise almost 10 years now,
Mm-hmm. So, you said you thanked Kurt Sutter. What are your opinions on him? Because he's a guy that some people love, some people, that don't like Kurt Sutter.
I love Kurt Sutter, bro. He's a brother to me. He always has been. He's always, I've known Kurt since back in the Shield days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Shield and Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, he's always been. He's been a great boss, but even better friend. You know what I mean? He's been a solid dude with me all the time. Different people are gonna have different things about different people, and that just goes with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he's a very outspoken guy. I don't think he ever holds it back or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And he just speaks his mind. He doesn't hold nothing back. And but he's always been a solid one with me. Yeah.
Now, did you know how to ride a motorcycle before
I've been riding since I was 14, brother. You know, and then they rent my motorcycles. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. When on the show this year, last year they used 2 of them. The year before that, another 2 of them. So I'm always having. So hopefully this year I could bring in all 4 of them. You know, so it'd be great. You know.
Yeah. What's Ron Perlman like?
Perlman's the shit, brother. I love Perlman. You know, he taught me. Working with him. You know, he taught me a lot. You know, I guess he's a older veteran actor, so he. You know, I would pick his brain and ask some questions about the business. Even though I had been in the business a long time, you know, I'm always learning. I'm always asking questions, and I'll never stop doing that. And Ron has always been more than happy to answer with the way he answers. You know, he's another one of those guys. You know, just tells it like it is, man, which I love. That's just like what about the older cats. You know what I'm saying? They don't. You know, they say it like it is, man. You know, he's one of my golf buddies. You know, he's a solid dude, man. He makes me laugh. That guy makes me laugh, man. You know.
Yeah. I've never heard really anyone say anything bad about Ron Perlman. They always say he treats everyone really well on the set. You know, he'll go and he shakes everyone's hands, even like the background people and everybody.
You know, he's a great guy. You know, I've been blessed, man. You know, everybody knows the Sons of Anarchy and now the Mayans. You know, a new showrunner, Elgin James, who was with us the past 2 years too. You know, a solid dude, man. You know, he's another one of those. Actors, directors, man, you know what I'm saying? He really wants to know what you got to say, you know, what you feel about this scene or character, you know, and just do it, you know, and it's just really, I've been blessed, but I really have, man, you know. Really have.
In my opinion, like in the last 20 years or so, it's like really been a golden age for television. You know, shows like The Shield, Sons of Anarchy, Brake and Bill. All these shows are some of the best shows I think has ever been on TV.
The thing was, The Shield is the one that set the standard, brother. You know what I'm saying? Once The Shield came out, they blew everything out of the water. So now people had to up their fakes, you know, because they took it to a whole different level, brother. There was no more fake shit. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of stuff before it seemed fake. You know what I mean? So The Shield, you just said, raised the bar, brother. So now everybody had to take it to that level, which is pretty badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I was
just go back. You can't really go back and look at
because
stuff and go, man, it does look so bogus now.
Just go back to a few of the shows before The Shield, man. It's like, really, you know, this was really going on. You know, well, you know, the thing is, you know, I come from the streets, so I was like, a lot of the stuff was seen phony already. But once The Shield came, I was like, whoa, this is these guys got it right now. You know what I mean? So it's a trip, man. It was a trip.
Yeah. It's really the rise of shows that are about the anti-hero, because you would never see a show about, you know, basically about this the very first episode, they're killing a guy on The Shield, right. And Sons of Anarchy about, you know, outlaws. And what do you think it is about the world that they love the anti-hero? Do you think they always have? It's just now that we're actually making stuff about it?
Because a lot of times the anti-hero is just a guy, you know, living his life, making his living how he does it. You dig what I'm saying? And there's a lot. It's just real life, bro. You dig what I'm saying? So the thing is, you know, you got to have the bad guy before you even see what a good guy is. You know what I mean? So, and vice versa. So, you know, I'm always pulling for the bad guy. You know, and of course, I don't like to see him, win, because then it gives out a bad thing that's okay to be bad. You know what I mean? And hopefully people will just know that it's just a fucking TV show. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And,
yeah.
You know, and some people, you know, people get that kind of twisted, bro. It's kind of until they go to prison, you know, or get busted, you know. So it's don't just enjoy the program. Don't follow
Sure.
What you see, man.
Yeah. Well, I think Sons of Anarchy did a good job with that. It showed that, you know, these people, you know, in the long run end up, you know, being around for a long time, or, you know, enjoying, you know, whatever success or things they're getting, you know, in the moment.
Well, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, just in real life, you know, the bad guys end up losing for one way or the other. You know what I mean? Whether it's a family member themselves or their freedom, you know, it's not a good thing to be bad. You know.
Yeah. Just a few minutes ago, you said you came from the streets. So, how did you become an actor? You know, how did you go from that to being an actor?
I got clean and sober on May 15th of this year, next month.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations.
You know, thank you, brother. And the thing is, you know, once I got clean and sober, you know, my mentors that I had, you know, said, what's the because now I have nothing to get high on. I need a high now, a different one. I'm going to have a bigger personality. So I remember one of my mentors saying, what is the thing that made you happy when you were a kid? And he was and so I told him, I remember when I was 8 years old, I did a play. And see, I have a real bad stuttering problem. I still stutter now, but I mean, when I was a kid, it was really bad. And so I remember I did a play. I don't know how I got cast, but I was a cast of the lead of the Rumpelstiltskin. And I was 8 years old, and I fucking did this whole play without even stuttering one time. And I felt so when everybody applauded for me, it was like the greatest fucking feeling, bro. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I go, you know what? I remember that. So I brought it up to my psychiatrist. The guy that was mentoring me, and at first, he goes, well, why don't you try doing that? You need to do that because you're such a hard ass. You need people to be able to approach you. If you were to do that, you'll be able to have people to look at you, laugh at you, And so I gave it a shot, so I met this another cat. First of all, I got sober with my good friend Ernie Gary, and then Marty's the one that gave me the advice to go seek this acting thing. And then I met a guy named Bernard Hiller who mentored me for about a year and a half, and he you know what he did, brother, is he put me in I would go to his house, private acting classes, and I would just pretty much cry in his room like every week. I mean, he would let me cry because the way I was raised meant to cry. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Acting allowed me to cry without feeling less of a man. You dig what I'm saying? And I was just, but I was letting out all my everything I had inside that I was letting it out in different negative ways. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I say, comedy and acting saved my life, but it changed my life, and now it's just it's beautiful, man.
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole different way of doing things.
Yeah, you mentioned that like growing up, crying wouldn't be something that would be acceptable. Was acting or like pursuing the arts something that was how was that looked upon by like your other peers, your other friends?
It was really weird at first because they were saying, okay. Man, they were supportive. They really were. I gotta say that there was a few that they were kind of like, oh yeah, right. This guy's. I was already 30 years old, bro. You dig what I'm saying? Being an actor at 30 years old, and so there was some kind of little people talking out of the side of their necks, but they couldn't say it to me because I was kind of like a crazy guy, back in the day, and so yeah. But when I was doing theater early in the days, it was a trip because my homeboys used to actually go see me in the theater, and it was a trip, man, because they would line up the whole back wall, and all these guys from the neighborhood, watching me, and it was pretty badass, man.
That's awesome. I love that.
And I exposed them to the theater. You dig what I'm saying? Somewhere they would never have gone,
Yeah.
But now here we were, from the handball courts to the theater, man. It was beautiful, man.
Yeah. Did you still keep in touch with anybody like you knew back then?
All the time, brother. Yeah, all the time. I've lost a lot of my guys over the years. I've lost a lot of guys in the streets still, and a lot of guys, had to go to the joint, and they're not coming out. But there's still a few of us left, and we stay in touch. It's just beautiful, man. And they give me whenever they see me or something, they'll text me or they'll send me a message on Instagram, whatever. Say, bro, real proud of you, man. You've been doing this. You never let go of it, And the thing is, and I thank them. And the thing is that this is what makes me, my family and my dogs and my work makes me happy, brother, more than anything in the world,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A movie I wanted to bring up. I saw it last year in the theater when we could still go to theaters. I miss going to the theater, and I think it's a really underrated movie. And I actually think it was marketed incorrectly. And that's El Chicano that you were in. And I think it should have been marketed. It was kind of almost like an origin story for like a new almost like a Latino Batman character. Like I don't know. I didn't think it was marketed correctly.
I think it was. I think it should have been more of a vengeance story than a superhero story. You dig what I'm saying? Uh-huh. Because to me that's what it was. But that was that, and that's funny you brought that up because the guy who directed and wrote that was my first stuntman. Who was my stuntman for 8 years, bro. Ben Ray, who blew his knee out when we did Spider-Man 3. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's come up a long way. And I was really happy with the movie. And like I said, I was supposed to be in the movie a little bit longer, but I was being in that wheelchair. I was really in the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? So I was I could only really be in it so long. I was really, it was really pretty fucked up there. So, but I like the movie a lot. So hopefully, I think they might be working on part 2 of that. You know what I mean? And I got to work with George Lopez. I'm a big fan of George Lopez. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it was a great cast all around.
And then I got to work with my like the lady, the crazy lady, I mean, was being a kid. That's my wife in real life. You dig what I'm saying? So.
Oh, really?
It was really cool, man. You know. In fact, we have a show right now on BET called The Family Business, where she plays my wife again, and she's ruthless, bro. You think I'm ruthless? She's fucking ruthless. we were doing season 2 right now. Well, she was doing season 2. I think there were 9 episodes in when they shut us all down. You know, so it'll be coming out in June still. You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. How many things were you working on, like when everything got shut down?
3. I can't say 2 of the things, but yeah,
sure.
Things, you know. So yeah, it's so it's it's all good. You know, I mean, we're gonna go back. You know, the thing is just, you know, we just gotta let this die out. You know, and hopefully everybody, not too many people, we don't lose too many people, and everybody, you know, we all learn from this. You do what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, man, it's the work's going to be there, brother. I just want to be sure that everybody comes out of this okay.
Sure. That, I mean, obviously that's the most important thing. Yeah, if we have to sit inside and read books and play on the internet for a little while and do podcasts here, that's why I've been doing more podcasts. Give these people some listen.
It's a good thing we have what we have right now. We got Instagram, we got all kinds of stuff that I don't get into, but like Facebook and Instagram. So I mean, imagine if this was back in the '60s, bro. It would be kind of messed up. Even the '70s, '80s. You know, because I mean, '80s not too bad, but I mean, it'd be kind of tough now. You know, communicating with each other. Over here, we talk with each other. We can text each other. We can mass text. You can go on live. You know, which is pretty cool, man. We're live right now. You dig? So it's good, man.
Yeah. I was really late in getting a phone because a cell phone because I didn't think I'd ever use it. My friend Ann was like, "Oh, you have to have a phone." This was probably about 8 years ago now, I guess. And I was like, "I'll never use that," but whatever. But yeah, now if I forget it, it's not in my back pocket or something like, "Oh, where's my phone?" So yeah, it's really weird to think about not having it. Yeah, exactly. I do think sometimes what did I do growing up without the internet? I was like, I guess I went outside, but I don't know.
You know, when we were bored, we used to take rides to Texas, my family. Mm-hmm. And, this is my dad. Like, I remember we went to Texas 2 years ago, and I'm looking in the back of the car, and my wife's back there with her phone, and my son's over there with his iPhone and his iPad. And I'm thinking about, man, when we used to go to Texas when I was a kid, my hobby, I said, Dad, what do I do on board? He goes, let me see how many times you can count to 100 in 1 hour, right? So I counted 12,000. He goes, great, now beat the record. You know what I mean, bro? So a whole different ballgame nowadays.
Oh, yeah, it's a different world now. That's so true.
Yeah, I don't think you could tell a kid today count to 1,000, and that's going to really film.
Okay.
And I had ADD, bro, so I'd be counting like a motherfucker.
So you said you love horror movies, and so you finally get to do one. What are some of your favorite horror movies?
Oh man, okay. The one that blew my mind, of course, in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that killed me, bro. It was like, I think it was 1972, and I was like 12 or 13 years old at the time. But you know what really scared me, dude, was the first Halloween. I was 17 years old, and that one blew my mind. Really did. I mean, of course, Night of the Living Dead, I was like about 9. It was black and white under that one. And but yeah, I can say the one that really tripped me out of that was Halloween, bro. It really tripped me out, man. And then there's been so many more after that that are great, but those two, And then back in the day, I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's called The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Did you ever see that shit?
What was it?
The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
Oh, The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I wish there would
I haven't seen that one in a million years. Yeah.
But I watched, I wish they would remake that one now, because when I was a kid, it freaked me out. It really freaked me out, bro. But then if you look at it now, I watched it not too long ago. I looked it up and I got it. And, dude, the guy that comes out behind, remember the guy that's behind the door? He's like a mutant guy. Right. You can see the most fucked up. It's just like one of the masks I'm wearing on Thief from Hell, bro. You see the rope in the back, bro.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid, because I remember that lady's head right there talking. She had this crazy voice, And another horror movie that is not really a horror, it's more of a drama, but for me it was scary when I was a kid, was Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, yeah, that's a freaky movie.
Yeah.
That movie will mess you up, too.
And it was, especially when you're like 8 years old, bro. Saying shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, so Halloween is a really scary movie.
It's those movies that, see, monster movies don't scare me. I mean, Frankenstein's my favorite guy. He's just misunderstood.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is that these guys, these movies aren't. It's like shit that can actually. That's what's scary is shit that can actually happen. You dig what I'm saying? Remember back in the day, back in '79, the movie When a Stranger Calls.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They're calling from
he made that one. The original was better for me. That's a crazy movie, bro. Because that shit that could actually psycho movies. You dig what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
like,
Psycho. Yep.
Psycho movies.
Yeah, I think that's why you mentioned Halloween is so scary because like there's no reason why he's killing anybody. He's just happy. He's just evil, and like it's just in a normal town, just this normal kid, and he's just this evil guy who kills people. So it's like this could happen anywhere you are, and that's what makes it scary.
You can't be scared too much of the mummy and stuff like that. I mean, I'll outrun the mummy, bro. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, you love it. But,
zombie. What's cool is that I did a show called Z Nation for a couple of seasons, which I love zombies. I love zombies. So I was able to kill a lot of them when I was doing that show for 2 seasons, But it was funny, man, because like I know we're in Spokane, Washington for the summers and to film that over there, and so it'd be like we had like a 14-hour day, and it started getting dusk, and I'd be having my cup of coffee, trying to rejuvenate for the next 2 scenes. And then all of a sudden it'd be dark, and all of a sudden I'd see like a zombie go in the forest. And I go, "Fuck! What the fuck was that?" But I forget that I'm doing a zombie show. It was, you start seeing things and shit. You know what I mean? But they're really there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool,
Night of the Living Dead is the first horror movie I remember watching. Troy here is my older brother, and we had a single mom, and so she would take Troy and his friends to the drive-in, and I'm 9 years younger, so she'd take me along instead of getting a babysitter. And I remember seeing it. I was like 5 or 6 years old, the Night of the Living Dead, and I always remember I was scared when the car blows up and the zombies start eating them, and my mom turned to me and said, "It's all right. They're just having a barbecue." And then I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, then you were fine. You were probably like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh, really?
You're 5, but you were probably young.
Right. And I turned
that was my choice back in the day.
Until much later. Everybody's talked about The Exorcist. I never saw it, bro, till like 10 years later. And when I saw it, I thought it was comedy, bro. I mean, I really thought it was comedy. I was like, I couldn't get into it, bro. Like I saw it, everybody was freaking out about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I said, nah. So, I never thought to The Exorcist. I know everybody says it's the worst and this whatever. Until it was not.
Yeah.
Just like Star Wars. I've never seen any of the Star Wars movies until the one that came out 2 years ago. So when I saw it, I didn't know who Luke Skywalker was. I saw the older guy there, and I said, "Who the fuck is that?"
You were late to the party on that one.
So I shouldn't say this story. No, I better not. Okay, I'm cool. But I didn't know, man. And so my wife was not go. What was this all about? She goes, "Babe, you understand is that back in the day, this was like the deal, man." So my wife did. She went about me all the Star Wars movies, bro, right? All of the Star Wars. She was starting from the beginning. Bro, when I saw Star Wars 1, I said, I can't see it. It was like no one doing it by hand. It was like, I can't see this. So I've never seen it to this day. You know what I mean? So, there you go,
Wow.
I can't imagine. I don't know what I would think of the movie. Like if I didn't grow up watching the Star Wars movies, if I just watched the one where he's just at the very end, like you said, just this old guy, and everyone's like, "Whoa, wow."
Everybody's tripping out, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Like what's going on over there? I was like, it was a big deal,
Yeah.
So it was a trip, I've never been too much into those futuristic movies, you know what I'm saying? But I watch them now because of my son. I have a 13-year-old who loves all that stuff, so I go take him, and we see everything that comes out,
Yeah. I do miss going to the theater, but it's nowadays everyone is big, even like a cheap TV is still a big screen TV, so it's cool to watch stuff at home. But it is a different experience.
We go to the movies before this coronavirus. Me and my wife, that's like I'm a homebody. We're homebodies, but we do go to the movies twice a week because I like the whole popcorn. And I just love the whole experience. We do that a lot, So we watch everything when it comes out. But that's the thing that I'm missing right now is going to the movies and go have dinner afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But,
I agree. Yeah, I do agree though. That's the one. That's the main thing I miss. I would go up every weekend, see a couple movies, and also I'd like to go to see older movies that even if I've seen them a bunch of times, seem like original 35 millimeter. It's just it's a different experience than you have watching at home. You can't turn away from it.
It's just the whole thing, bro. Then you hear the people's reactions. It's kind of cool. It's just it's really cool, man. Or the laughter, or the screams.
It's like what I mean? Community experience of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like the last movie we saw before all this craziness happened, we saw they did like I don't know if it was an anniversary of King Kong or what it was, but they had the original King Kong on the big screen. It was great.
Oh, I saw that coming out. You know, the last one I saw right before this came down was The Invisible Man. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah, I saw that at the theater too, about a week before everything happened. Yeah,
I like that movie, bro. It was really freaky, man. You know,
mm-hmm.
It was smart. It was smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
smart,
yeah.
Because that's something that really happened. Actually, that could happen as well too. That's probably happening already. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It was a great ending.
Mm-hmm. And that King Kong was a Fathom Events, which that's how they put out Three from Hell. You know, at the theaters with Fathom Events. And then it did so well, they extended the run, which is, you know, I don't remember that ever happening before.
Wow, that's quite a King Kong, huh? The old King Kong?
No, I meant from Three from Hell was also from Fathom Events. And when Three from Hell, when they put it out, it did so well, they extended the run for Three from Hell.
That's what they did over here, too, where I'm at too. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It was only like on 1 week, and it ran for another week and a half, you know, so it was cool, man.
Yeah,
that was.
And
you
know what's
really
good is that I know people here, you know, where I go to, and so I know what I did is I took some headshots and then you know signed them up for the people. They had it was a nice little kick for them because I was in the audience. You know, so it was kind of cool, man. You know?
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. You have to do that once. You know, you got to take care of the people because you know, without the people, man, you know, we're not nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, and they get a kick out of it, especially when you surprise them. It's really cool, man. You know, my wife's really big on that. She goes, "Hey, baby, you know, let's go get some headshots and stuff." And you know, so we didn't live far from the theater, so we went back and they were really excited.
That's
so
really cool.
You know?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're in Massachusetts, but when I was in LA in December. And I am jealous of my friends in LA about all the theaters out there that show all the cool 35 millimeter movies. And I have a few here, but it may be once a weekend. But there, it's like almost every night they're showing something.
Right.
Yeah,
I would like to see some of the old ones come back, man. You know, just for the weekend or something. You know.
Yeah. It's a very cool experience. So Three from Hell right now is on Shudder. Which how has that affected your career as an actor? Like the rise of the streaming websites, because you know all of them need different content.
It's really kind of cool, man. Because now people can see you at any time. I mean, you can actually put, "Hey, watch me on this," and okay, yeah, I came out 2 years ago, but here we are again. You can still watch it, you know, all day long, all night long, you know, whenever you want to watch it, which is kind of cool, man. I mean, and so yeah, I'm digging it, man. I really am, because they say, "Oh, I missed it." Well, you can't miss it no more because you can just punch it up on demand. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it works out. You know, it keeps it fresh. That's what it does.
Oh,
because people that have seen it in the 2 years and they see it for the first time, it just came out to them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And it used to be like a TV show, especially one that is you have to keep up with every week, as opposed to one-off episodes. Like if you would miss it, you just probably would never see the TV show. But nowadays you can go back and watch them. You know.
And that's what I do, and I'll wait for a couple episodes to go by, then I can binge watch it. Because now we're spoiled with binge watching. You know, I just
it's so true.
Ozark in 2 days. I watch Ozark in 2 days. I watch the Tiger King in 2 days. You know, before now we're kind of spoiled now. You know what I'm saying?
It's true, but I'm liking it.
And especially it's perfect right now for this quarantine, because can you imagine you had to wait for a whole week just to hear the show that you wanted to see again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It would be, yes, it would. Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's how I watched Sons of Anarchy.
Just stay home. It was say again.
That's how I watched Sons of Anarchy. It was currently on, but it was like, I don't know, maybe the third season or something. And I saw people talking about it, and I was like, I'm going to go. So I binge watched like the first 2 or 3 seasons, whatever it was, and then I just started watching it, while it was actively on TV.
Right. No, we saw the same here. What happened with me? I mean, I love the show Sons of Anarchy, because I was just on it, but also it was a great acting and great storyline. So I like you, I would just watch it week by week every Tuesday night. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was such an amazing cast. Like every character is like just a great ensemble cast for Sons of Anarchy.
That was one of the best out there, man. They really everybody did a beautiful job. Even the guest stars, man, that they have in there.
Yeah.
Doing it, and we're doing the same thing with the Mayans stuff.
Definitely.
They're bringing the work, man. What's good about that? The people know that if you're a weak link, man, you're gonna stand out. So there's no weak links. You dig what I'm saying? You got to come in there ready, man. You got to be ready, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and then so many people, from Sons of Anarchy, when you see them all the time now, on on all different shows and movies, and and the Mayans definitely.
Oh yeah, but I've been watching King Coach Blood Kills. I forget what it's called. I binge watched that real quick. That was really cool. Tommy Flanagan is always working. Charlie's doing more films than anything else, But
yeah,
it was great, man. It's good to see all my buddies working still. It's great, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I forget the actor's name, but Opie is on Walking Dead.
Ryan Hirsch. Yeah, Ryan's always working. He's doing 3 shows at the same time, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's a great guy too. The thing is, man, is that we still stay in touch, and they're really good dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? So more power to them, and I wish them the best all always.
Yeah, definitely. The Rob Zombie movie's the same way. That Sheri Moon yelled at me when I had her on. I said even the little roles, and she said there are no small roles. They're all important, right? So every character, even if they have a small part, I don't know the right term to use. Even if they're not in it a lot, they're still important.
It connects the next scene, brother. You dig what I'm saying? It's a segue,
Yeah.
So no, they're all not. I mean, I've had enough. I know early in my career, I was lucky. Early in my career, I got some nice guest starring roles. Then I had to take the 5 and under. Saying I never did a 5 and under, but I mean, you do take the co-starring roles. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, there are no small roles, But sometimes you want to be there. It's really weird because when you first start, you want to be there every day and do your thing. Now, as you get older, you want to just be there as less possible and still, still be a big part of it. It's really weird, now,
Yeah.
Except for, it's really weird on this one. Now that I'm getting older, now, on the Mayans right now, the brothers, all the Mayans, they would become a family real quick, it's one of those shows right now where, it makes me, it made it all brand new again for me, you dig? So when we're done, it's kind of cool hanging out with the guys, the fellas, because we laugh, man. It's like a big, I've never been, to a frat house, but I watch the movies, and it seems like it's just like a big frat house, bro. Just see guys just laughing in between the takes, they're laughing, punching each other, running at each other, talking shit. It's so much fun, bro. I'm in the last quarter of my life, and I'm having the time of my life. I really am, bro.
Yeah. So when did it first talk about hey, we want to do a Mayan show, a spinoff of Sons of Anarchy?
We were hearing about it already when we were already finishing up Sons, but just hearsay, this and that, and it was the Mayans, it was a great character for me, and we stood out every time we came on the show, and then I remember a couple of years went by, and then Kurt calls me up and texts me, he goes, "Hey man, you got time for some lunch?" Okay, yeah. So we went and sat down, we talked, caught up a little bit, and then he said, "We're gonna do it, man." I go, and I kind of knew what he was saying, but I didn't want to jump into conclusions. So I go, "We're gonna do what?" He goes, "We're gonna do the Mayans, and I felt I felt real good about that inside, when we talked a little bit more, and then sure enough, man, a couple of months went by, and they were doing a pilot for the Mayans MC, brother. The rest is history,
Yeah, definitely. So do you you said you've been riding a bike since you're 14? Do you still ride the bike?
Yeah, well, I have right now I can't. I mean, I don't go far no more too much. It's kind of hard for me to ride unless I'm hired to do a ride, because it just becomes people. I love. It's just hard for me. I can't go to biker events or car show events, which I love. Two of the favorite things I love: old cars and motorcycles. But unless I'm hired to be there, you know what I'm saying. Otherwise, it becomes it's hard for me to get around. It's just being honest. It's almost becomes a Comic-Con. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But I still get a ride. I used to ride in packs. Now I just kind of cover up and just go where I gotta do and just go have lunch and then come back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different, a little bit different now, but it's still cool. You still gotta get in the wind, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So right now, obviously everything's stopped. But what can we look forward to seeing you in the near future when everything starts up again?
Of course, Mayans will be coming back soon. But
sure.
The other stuff that I'm working on, I can't say, bro. It's just otherwise I get in trouble. But there's 2 other shows that you'll be seeing me on, and as I get closer to coming out with them, I would love to come back on your show and we'll talk about.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And people right now can check out 3 from Hell on Shudder. Shudder's a great streaming service. I highly recommend it. And they were very cool because when the pandemic started, they put up a free month for everybody, give people, horror fans, something to watch,
that's cool,
in this weird
very
time.
cool.
And yeah, very cool of them. And Mayans on FX. And yeah, it's been great to talk with you.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate it, bro. Hey, it's great talking to you guys. But you guys stay up there, and you guys be careful and stay in the house and send prayers of protection in a healthier way, man. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
you
that.
too. Thank you.
Yeah, you take care.
You take care of yourself. Great talking to you guys, man. Take care.